I guess it could be if like, again, that's a feeling, right? That's a decision you make. I choose to be diminished by this reaction to being lonely. Or what is this experience trying to teach me? Like, what am I supposed to learn from this? I think all these things are ultimately decisions, but it takes time to realize that, and it takes time to hone the tools to act on the decision.
Is this how you come up with your lists, the do's and the don'ts?
Yeah.
Perhaps you want to explain these lists.
Yeah. Every day I write down what I want to accomplish and what I don't want to do. I think we often focus on what you do want to do, and we focus on these very large goals. And if I've learned anything, it's to make the goal very, very small and repeat it and iterate it as quickly as possible so you see momentum. Like if you wanted to meditate, a lot of people start with this like New Year's resolution. New Year's is coming up, right? New Year's resolution, I'm going to meditate for 1 hour a day. They do it one time, never again. If instead you say, I'm gonna meditate for a minute every single day for 2 weeks, 1 minute, I can definitely do 1 minute. And I stick to it. And I don't go past 1 minute, I do only 1 minute, 1 minute. And then after that 1 minute, I did it. So now I'm gonna move it to 5 minutes. And then I'm gonna move it to 10 minutes. And then I'm gonna move it to 20. And then I'm gonna move it to an hour. And that progression makes it not feel like work. It makes it feel like an understanding, like I'm getting it. And so it's really important to write down the small goals that you have for the day. And then more importantly, what you don't want to do, because we never focus on like, I'm not going to do this. So I'm not going to get distracted by politics or like TV or whatever.
So Jake, what's been on your list today? What's been your to-do list today?
I'm learning more about quantum physics right now. So I'm doing some study. And one of the things I want to do is spend like, I moved from like 30 minutes to an hour every day of reading and watching videos around quantum physics. And I'm also doing some language learning. I'm learning Italian. So an hour with that as well. And then I'm doing some programming learning as well to keep my skill high and in the field of AI and agents as well. So I dedicate 1 hour to that. And 3 hours of learning in the morning when I want to do the hard stuff so that the rest of the day feels like a win. Those are the things on my list.
And what is on your don't do list?
Don't get distracted by the news because it's kind of all fog of war right now. Don't get distracted by the politics. Don't get distracted by entertainment at the moment because I want to learn how to learn better. I want to learn how to learn faster and deeper. So I'm experimenting with like these 3 different subjects at once in order to figure out what the patterns are in my own learning so that I can achieve like some novice or mastery skill in multiple things much faster.
And what do you think is the key to faster learning?
Observing for quite some time and then doing. But I think people skip the observing phase too often. I don't think people are good listeners. I don't think people have honed their ability to observe the world and observe nature and observe how things work. And I think they try to act too soon. And I think the observation part is critical. And I think it mirrors what we do as babies as we're acquiring new skills. We spend a lot of time observing and we're just inundated and immersed in all these things happening around us. And then around age 2 or 3, we get the ability and the tools to do. But it's come from a place of massive immersion. And I think as adults, we skip the immersion part and we skip the observation part and we try to do, and it gets to the thinking, and the thinking removes the ability to like truly act in an intuitive way based on all the information that's constantly coming into your system.
Jake, why do you eat only once a day?
I like to, back to learning, I like to learn by going to extremes. So I've tried every single diet you can imagine. I got very interested in my health and maintaining my health span. And one of the things someone was doing that felt interesting was they had this 1 meal a day thing. And I tried it, and I only ate dinner, and then I only ate breakfast, and I only tried lunch. And what was amazing is like I got all this time back, and it felt like a superpower. All these people spent all this time eating breakfast and eating lunch and dinner and all this ritual around it. And I had all that time back. I had literally 2 or 3 hours back to do something else or to have a real conversation that's not interrupted by food. And then I realized I didn't need that much food. Like we overeat. We definitely overeat, especially in the United States. So it's just looking at like what needs are and what desires are and separating those two things. And I felt like my health increased, my energy increased, and I gave myself all this time back to do things that I really wanted to do. And when I did eat, it tasted amazing. I regained taste and I regained appreciation for food, not just as entertainment, but as like sustenance.
What is your advice to young people?
Observe everything, like take everything in, love information, love receiving information. Don't worry about reacting to it. Don't worry about memorizing it. Don't worry about doing anything with it at all. Just be open. And when you need to do something with it, it'll come.
Very good. Jack, it's been an honor having you on here. Big thanks for sharing your thoughts. Truly, truly fascinating. Thanks a million.
Thank you so much.